the channel. Today I'm going to talk about tragedy of the commons related to governance challenges that affect most African states. When we talk of tragedy of the commons, it simply means that a resource that is a public good, an asset, an entity that belongs to the general people, paradoxically receives the least of care and may become degraded. Let me illustrate it with this. If I have a ball of kenkey and I know I'm going to eat it for 3 days, I know how I'm going to apportion it into 3 so that within the 3 days I can consume this. It's for me, individual, so I can plan it. But let's say this kenkey is supposed to be eaten by 3 people. Because each of us knows that we are all eating from this, bounty, we wouldn't take our time. Okay, one person is likely to increase his share, whilst someone will not even have a proportion that to keep him or her going. That is what happens when an entity belongs to the collective. It receives the least of care, and a few may want to amass it. If you have a grazing land that is supposed to serve the entire community, everyone can send their sheep there to graze. But because that is a public grazing land, none of these farmers or herdsmen will even contemplate how to recuperate these the grasses. They will rather increase their cattle or sheep without even having a concern for the health of the grassland. After all, it is not for them. Theirs is to increase their livestock. Let me bring this to the governance sector. When a public asset or public company, if individuals are managing state assets or resources, are in public office, because of this mentality, they may try to run down the kind of care they would have given to their own enterprise, because they know the account is for them. They go to the bank, they will handle it well. But when they are giving state assets, they may manhandle these state assets, resources. That is the tragedy of the commons. But what should the people do? The people have a duty, they have a responsibility to call public office to order, to ensure that they are doing the right thing. People should not sleep after electing officials. Always be on the demand side of accountability, because people have tendencies to engage in actions that go in their own interest but not in consideration of the generality of people. Think tanks, civil society, the media, the clergy, traditional authorities, academia, the general citizenry, organized labor have a role to play in this. And that is very crucial, to subject every decision, every action of the state and its officials to scrutiny and examine in how much does the decision accrue to the interests of the general people. If we don't see greater interest of the people in the decision, we need to stand up. The future of our children cannot be mortgaged in the interest of self-aggrandizing leaders. Thank you very much.